Buddy, I am so happy that I'm not working for Drew's Roofing and Home Repair today because it is freaking cold out. I mean, cold. Oh, anyways, I went out and picked this up this morning. I actually went into my local convenience store, and the lady in there knows me as a scrapper, and she was like, "Hey, I got something for you. Air conditioner. If you want it, you can have it." And I'm like, yeah, I want it. Where can I get it? So the last video that I just put out showed you where I got it. Oak Island. Went down, picked it up with Paul. That was a short video. This one is going to be a better video. We're going to tear this bad boy apart. I had Paul to help me load this thing, and it was heavy. I mean, heavy. So I couldn't load it by myself. Thank goodness Paul was with me. We were both planning on going to work this morning, but when I woke up it was 27 degrees, and Grandpa doesn't like the cold. So I told my guy, I called up my guy, I said, "Look, man, it's 27 degrees outside. I'm just not going to be able to work down there today. It's too cold for me." So our weather says it's going to be 70 degrees on Wednesday, 70 degrees on Thursday. I'm so excited. So I told him I just have to wait until Wednesday or Thursday because, oh shoot, wrong one. Grandpa doesn't work in the cold too well. But it has warmed up. It is 55. I got my little heater there if I need it. Don't think I will. Oh yeah. Grabbed the wrong box. Don't think I will. So let's go out here and tear this thing down, and I'm going to show you exactly what I do with it, and I'm gonna process this thing out right down to nothing. So I'm gonna need a bucket. I'm gonna need a bucket right there for my small parts and pieces. I'm probably gonna need a pair of gloves. So I do have a pair in my truck. Thank you, Lord. Grandpa's been wearing his gloves more because my hands, especially in the wintertime, boy, I do not like getting cut. And these little scratches that I'm getting are tearing my hands to pieces. And then they get cold. Whew, my hands get cold with a scratch on it. Oh my Lord. I do not know how you people from Canada or from New England literally do this. I'm just lost. How do you do it? So I've got a lot of friends in New England. A lot of friends in New England, and I see you guys out scrapping, all dressed up, bundled up, covered up, and I'm thinking to myself, there ain't no damn way scrapping with Grandpa's going out in that cold and do scrap metal. I'd have to have that heater running on me constantly because I don't like the cold. And just so you know, Grandpa's from Succo, Maine. Succo, Maine. So if I have anybody in Succo that watches my videos, hello Succo. I'm thinking I've got a couple, not sure. Oh Lord have mercy. I'm missing one socket, the 9/16. Uh-oh. Two sockets. No, one socket, 9/16. I'm praying to God. Yeah, it is. Of course it is. It would be the one I'm missing. Where is my 9/16 socket? Man. All right, so that's just another half an inch, half an inch, half an inch, half an inch. So if we can find a 9/16 and a short, because it don't matter on this particular item. 9/16. Best thing to do is take all this apart before I even flip it over. Stuff will probably start falling out the other side. Yeah, baby. Oh yeah, I felt something come loose there. Yeah, I love it when things happen like they're supposed to. Hope you guys are getting a bird's eye view of this. Let me check this. All right, so yeah, it looked like it was looking pretty good. So I'll get back to tearing this thing apart. It's the radiator, baby. The radiator, man. We're gonna break that down too today. It's, oh, broke that one right off. It's all or nothing with this thing. The only way for me to get it done right is to tear it completely down. Oh, look at that bolt. That bolt is under that piece of steel. That piece of steel, whew, man. I don't know if it's just wedged in there. It looks like it's welded in there. And that is so strange. So that's gonna take, oh my goodness. Either I might be able to crack it with a hammer. Might be able to crack it with a hammer. All right, I've got a little bit bigger socket than what's in that set, so I gotta go up to my 3/4. Nope, a little smaller than that. Maybe 11/16. Yeah, all day. The good thing is I got all the tools that I need, except for that extension bit that I need for that. So that's not any good, is it? Oh my word. Don't use the big drive very often. Therefore, I don't have that piece on me. I literally don't even know if I can get on that one bolt, and I'm disappointed about that big time. I am disappointed. I'm hoping what I find out is that I can get it from the other side. It's always nice to have the right tools on you when you get started. Oh, it came out easy enough. What that thing is hooked to, oh, them two condensers. Yeah, that's the condensers. I don't necessarily have to get them off of that piece of steel, but it would be nice if it was off of that piece of steel, right? That's so I guess that's when you gotta break out a hammer. Just the bad thing is I can't get a good swing on it. I'd love for it to be gone. That metal is just in my way. 1, 2, 3, 4 screws from the other side. I might just have to flip this thing out. I'm still not gonna be able to get to them screws. Wow. Now, I'm not gonna say they didn't make this a little bit difficult. They made that a little bit difficult. All right, I got all them screws out, so all I can think of is to bring this thing out to the edge somehow. Ah, coffee time. All right, move a couple things aside. See if I can pull this thing out where I can get a hold of it without getting hurt. It's heavy, it's heavy, buddy. Holy moly. That's why I had Paul with me this morning. This thing is big, man. Now I got it starting to come apart. Oh, catching. Come on, baby. I know you want to. Whew. I gotta get a swing on that thing. I have to get a swing on that thing in order to get to it. Baby, get up. Get my socket on there, I'm good. Whew. Damn it. Okay, here we go. There we go, I can see it. Oh yeah. Get them 2 pieces right out of there. I can't believe how easy that thing coming off, wow. All right, I think I've got everything on the bottom that I need to get. Now the most important thing would be to see what's still hooked to it. I bet you what's hooked to it is all the copper. What is that? How well, there's some things, yeah, through the top side. Yeah, so I'm gonna flip this thing off of my truck. I think it's the best thing I can do. Try to get it so it comes out here just like that. Sweet. I'm excited about that. I know it's empty. Came from the store. It's been all cut up, so there's nothing on there. But that is some big copper. Some big copper. So being it's big, I got 3 pairs of these cutters. It's not so big where I need my biggest ones, but it's big enough where my middle-sized ones will come in handy, which is, I think, I sent a pair of these right here to Roadhog 1987. Yeah. Yes, sir. So, yeah, Roadhog. I think he's enjoying a set of these things because let me tell you, when you get something to cut aluminum, all these things cut aluminum really super nice. You can buy them on Amazon. That's what I do. Still had a little bit of oil in there, which I was surprised to see. Let me get that piece of brass off of there. Oh, don't you go running away from me, I need you. And then I've got #1 pipe, even though it has oil in it. I'm still gonna get #1 for that if I cut that piece right there off that has that connection on it. I can actually be cheap and cut it again. And now the only #2 I got is that. So I got some #2 and them 2 pieces of #1, but that thing takes up too much room when it's all twisted up. But I can't wait to see what we're going to get off of this thing when we're done with it. It's a pretty good size unit. I believe this went into a this was a store freezer cooler type thing, and we're going to process it right down to #1, #2. You see that thing right there? That immediately turned that into a piece of #2 because it has welding on it. So that's #2. I can cut that back to here though and get a chunk of #1 right there because it has nothing on it, and then cut off that #2. But that particular one I'm going to cut off right there. Reason why is because I don't want to just cut in between there. So I'd sell that as #2, but that's a pretty hefty #2. And then I got this #1 bar that I want to cut into smaller pieces so it goes in that bucket easier. But that's #1. A good amount of #1 too. #1, no paint, just patina. I believe if I can get that piece off down there, right on here, that should be a little valve stem. It's brass. Take that little valve stem off of there, add it to my bucket. I could probably cut that off and get dirty brass, but that would be heavy, hard to do. Oh, let me shut my door before it gets slammed off of there. I'm saying I throw this right into my shred pile. Right into my shred. I got some stuff over there for Silver Scorpion, some stuff inside too. This is gonna go in my shred pile, and since I don't have a shred pile right now because I just brought my last load in, I'm gonna throw it right there. This here, these are shred. They're just steel. Do you get heavy steel? Does anybody get heavy steel for anything like that? Little canisters. I generally throw them in my shred. So if anybody does differently than that, I like hearing about it. All right, let's get this cop. Beautiful. So this is another one of them canisters. This one had 2 on it. Beautiful. Is there anything worth salvaging? See if we got any brass. Oh yeah, look at there. Oh, come on. Got a little piece of brass nugget right there. Just unscrew that little piece, nugget. That piece right there, I'm sure, is all brass. Wow. I think I need to put this in my vise. I'm gonna lay that right there for now because I'm taking that piece of brass off there. I just think it's too big to throw away. And let's get back to this piece. There's another piece of #1. Let me go ahead and finish cutting that too. I don't like putting it in there with all them bands just because it takes up so much room. Cut them off, makes it a whole lot smaller. Lay down at the bottom of that bucket better. All right, got a nice little nugget here. That's some #1 and some #2. once I get my pile together, I'll throw my number 2 there. I get a little pile together. Get out of here, get out of here. All right, I don't want to do it. I'm sure that screw's rusted. There we go. There we go. Let's just process this stuff so I don't have to do it again later. It really doesn't make any sense. I do that all the time. And some people out there are telling me that because there's been oil in these things, that no matter what, it's number 2. But for me, it's only number 2 if it has soldering on it. Yeah. I need a little bit longer handle cutters. And I have a pair that are longer, but these ones are actually better than them. Shred metal. And that bucket right there. Oh, perfect shot, Grandpa. Looks like we got some brass here. Maybe even red brass. Yeah, that's red. Yep, so yeah, that's red brass all day. Anyway, I have a blue pair. They cut about the same as these. These have that little thing and it makes it cut easier. I need to get a longer pair of them that cut easier. I'm putting that in my brass. I might have to do just a little bit to it, not much. But this is all number 1, a little piece of number 2. You want to save the 1 and the 2 and separate it. If you bring in this with this little nugget right there with that soldering on it, you get number 2, period. Some places, according to where you are, you want to check with your own place. They'll give you number 2 if it has oil in it. Mine is, it's number 1 unless it has paint on it. These have oil, no paint. No paint, just patina. Nothing that will make it number 2. So I like number 1 better. Personally, if I can get number 1, I'm gonna get number 1. So you should do the same, because scrap metal pays best by separating. And of course you can do other things too to make a little extra cash when you're doing it. Like using your local marketplace. It's handy for selling stuff if you want to sell stuff. Some people just don't really care about selling stuff, to be honest with you. Nor do they have the room to do it. So I'm not trying to, I can tell you that I'm not trying to fill up my shop with appliances for resale and taking the time to do all that. Yeah, it's better money if I, you know, get that buyer. Most of the stuff I pick up, junk. It's already been tried to be repaired. The repairman came over and replaced it and told him to throw that thing away. Or for $125, he'd take it. So most people just throw them away instead of spending that extra $125 for them to haul it away, and then they call me or you or, you know, whoever's around them collecting scrap metal if they know about them. Yep, that little piece right there. Make that number 2 all day. Cut it off. I'll separate them in a bit. I only have 1 pile, so everything is going into that pile. Maybe I got me another little piece of brass here. I won't let that go for sure. What do we got? What we got? Oh yeah, that's brass. That's brass all day. Another chunk of copper that I can cut off right there. Yes, sir. Now, if I can get that lid out of that thing, I'd have a pretty clean piece, but if I can't, I'll at least take that screw out. So that's brass. Number 2 copper. I'm starting to get a pile down there. All right, we got this big bad boy here and all the bolts out of it. They got hooks on them things because they're so heavy to pick up. They need a, sometimes they use apparently a machine or something. Nice little chunk of copper right there. Like I say, just because it's got oil on it, it's number 1 to me all day. If it's super clean, you get very bright. That'd be nice. I want to say hello to my friend. I talked to him last night on the telephone. Big country scrapper. He's a cool cat out of Canada. He's doing scrap metal. I watch his channel. He's getting ready to improve his videos. I think he's going to buy a head mount camera so he can literally show a little bit more about what he's doing. And for big country, he lives in Canada, so he gets a lot of them air conditioning units. I'll of course have to scrap that again. I'm not going to quite take that down to nothing because I don't have a place to throw my trash on the ground right here. But yeah, he gets a lot of air conditioners, lots and lots of air conditioners. So he doesn't have a head mount though, so he's going to get one so he can show his videos a little bit better. Got that number. There we go. He's got great videos, don't get me wrong, and I love his. He has another channel too, Big Red Bullion. Damn, that's a channel I love. He makes stuff over there. Matter of fact, I have a wolf that he made for me. Boy, that looks like all steel. That's rust, 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 and more rust. Just a little wee bit of copper right there. I'm gonna take it straight in my face. Gotta have it. Yes, sir. Leave no tidbits. Now, what we got down here? Is that something I can probably cut off in there too? Yeah, I'll probably take my smaller ones. Would probably be better, but let's see if this will do it. Oh yeah, nugget. Hey, 1/4 ounce. I'll take it. All right, that's processed completely out from me. That's got a big, bad motor inside of it. I have one right over there. I might even show you before the video ends. Boy, I've done some good work to this thing. I believe this is loose. Very close to it. What's holding me on there, guy? Nothing anymore. So now, this looks like just a 1/4 driver. And on this, I'd love to see that thing go away to make that smaller. So I'm gonna try to get that off of there. Might even do that before I do these wires. Let me see. I think that's a. What do we got? We got a wrench right here for that, maybe. Are you it? Yes, you are. I thought you were. All right, and let's do that. Get that off. I can be able to separate it up here on the back of my truck a whole lot better than I can sitting down here on the ground. I'm just taking the wire out of it. In case you're wondering what I want on this, it's just wire. Come on, baby. I know you want to. Don't give Grandpa a hard time. Yes. Yes, thank you, Lord. By the way, God bless. I mean, literally. Yeah, I'm here today because of the Lord. So I'm not going to preach to you, but I will tell you. Oh, shoot. Nothing without the Lord. Nothing without the Lord. Oh, there we go. That was on there. Nothing. So, yeah, praise the Lord for this beautiful day. Yep, praise the Lord for this beautiful day. I'm just happy to be alive. Imagine you are too, everybody. Happy to be alive. What am I doing with that thing? Well, for now. So anyways, what that did, hopefully, there we go. Get this video where I can work with it. Now I can work with that. Hey. Just unplug them first, get them out of my way, and you can see right off them bits of copper down there. It looks like this is either copper coated brass. Let's just get these wires out of your way. All these ends, for the most part, should be, I say should be, you have to check, brass. So when you cut that off, right there, even though you got that little bit of copper in there, you're still gonna get brass prices. So get you a jar, start saving them things. If it's not magnetic, it's probably brass. If it looks like copper, it's probably copper. But you can save it in a jar. You just don't get any plastic. with it, that's all. Stay away from the plastic. Oh yeah, that should be a good piece of brass right there. Sometimes you'll find they're stainless, so you can just slap it on the grinder wheel and find that out really quick. Get all these wires. Wait till you see all the goodness I get out of this one air conditioner, so you can imagine what Big Country Scrapper gets. Lord have mercy, he takes them apart every day. A couple little copper bits in there. I'm not going to throw that away, that's for sure. There's little brass ends and some copper. And I know there's a little contact. I don't mess with them contacts, for crying out loud. I don't have time. I really don't. I just don't. Unless it's a big silver contact, then I'll snatch that up. But for them little old regular silver contacts, I ain't playing with them things. I don't like them. My extension, I need something longer. That's not quite it. Come on. I'll tell you what, I really don't need anything except for a hammer. A hammer will do the same thing, except better. So don't waste your time with them little damn screws. They'll drive you crazy, but there's some nice little copper right there, bits. Look at this goodness. Gosh, that thing has copper, aluminum. Yeah, we'll still take that apart. Put that in another bucket. Got another piece of a bit of copper on it. I'm not gonna throw that away. Put that right into your heavy steel. That's anything a 1/4 inch like that, that can go heavy. I'm gonna throw that into that bucket only because we're gonna see what we're getting out of this thing. I don't see anything over here that I want, but I do think I'd like to have some of this that's in here. Part of it. I'll put that in my microscope and see there's little pins in there, not even pins, it's a flat piece. It looks like the points on your old school cars back in the day. And that little point supposedly has, them ones completely look like copper, so I feel like they are. I'm not going to waste my time anymore with that. I don't have a shred pile right now because I'm about out of shred. All I have here is stuff that needs to be taken apart. I don't have one thing on my lot that's ready to go except for that piece I just threw on the ground, first of all. Might as well get rid of this piece over there, out of my way. This was the tray or pan that this thing sat in. For right now, this is just the start of my pile. So yeah, looks like I'm not going to the scrapyard anytime soon. Let's get back to that thing now. That's the only thing we have left on this whole thing. So I might as well get it. Let's get my number 1 and 2 off of this though before we do. So number 2 over there. Piece of number 1 right there. Piece of number 1 and 2 right there. Oh yeah. Boy, them things are way better than a pair of snippers. All right, so I got 1s and 2s. I'll split them up in the bucket they belong in when I get in there. Let's take this shroud off of this thing, and it looks like the 1/4 driver is going to be it. 1/4 driver. It's handy to have these little tools. It's also handy to have some type of an extension so when you can reach in to get stuff. Sometimes I miss these screws. Damn it. I don't get them. And they end up in, like that one, didn't hit the bucket. They end up on the ground. I'll show you my fix for that. I think you'll like it. But in the meantime, let me see if I can find anything that's holding this thing together. Looks like 6 or 8 more screws. But yeah, I'll show you my fix for me dropping screws on the ground. Not everybody has this, but remember, I've had a roofing company for years and years, and that afforded me to have this amazing magnet. So it really doesn't matter. Matter of fact, I just throw them on the ground to pick them up later. Yeah, get out of there. Well, maybe not that one. Yeah, watch. And I'll just pick them up with my magnet when I come back. I'll make that part of this video, so stay tuned when I get this thing done. I'm going in and even getting my Sawzall out. I'm thinking I am. Gotta get my Sawzall. Because I want to even cut off the donuts or the horseshoes, whatever you want to call them, at the ends down here. Process this thing out 100% because we're almost done with that. That's the only thing left. That was my shred. It's not quite good enough to be any HMS. HMS is heavy steel. Heavy metal steel. Okay, so let's grab my Sawzall. These things will be pretty simple to cut off, and we'll process everything we got and see how. Well, all I have left is just cut these ends off, and since that one has a turn down on it, I'll start from that end and that won't affect me, I'm hoping. So yeah, cut the ends off. Anyways, camera cut off again. I got my number one. I got some number one, number two, some wire, some other miscellaneous things that I need to do another time. Blah blah blah, them kind of goodnesses are right there, nice little nugget. And I got some number two in. Keeps on wanting to tell me that my battery is low, and it's not, so I'm not sure what's going on there. So number one, number two, some brass, some wire, small grade wire, larger grade wire, a little bit of a mix here. Not much to these things right here, I don't believe at all. I think these are just pretty much garbage. It's got like one little thin wire that runs down through the middle, so it's probably, yeah, that's a piece of garbage wire right there. I'm not even sure what that goes to. I wouldn't be throwing them in my wire bucket, I don't think, not if I see it. That's like one little thin wire that goes down through the middle. It's not even copper. So I'm not sure what them two wires are. I'm going to say it's garbage. The other ones that don't have that, I'll separate them ones. But anyway, okay. And I got this nice piece here. Nice piece right here. I'm not sure what that weighs, but I'm just about willing to throw it on the scale just to find out. I got that. Still got that nugget right there. I can probably knock off with a hammer. If I can't, I really won't mess with it. It's a piece of brass. Couple screws holding it on. Screws look like they were in bad shape, so yeah, we got it. Brass nugget. Got a bolt stuck in it. Dirty brass still all day. Dirty brass all day. That's right. I'm going to cut these down just a little more. Add them into my number one. You can throw this all in your number two, or you can make just a little bit more money. Cut them number two bits off. I mean, why not, right? Doesn't take but a second when you got a pair of these things. That there, I'm probably going to have to knock off. That looks like a weld. And if I can't do that, I probably won't sweat it and throw it away. Yeah. That's welded on there pretty good. Oh, no score. All right, number one, number two. That in the other bucket. And what we got here? One more piece somewhere. That's not it. Here it is right in front of me. Yeah, see, I can turn these into one and two real quick. And then I'm going in to make me a video for tonight, which will be this one. And do some stinking tax work. Don't we all love this time of year? Let's pretty much mostly number 2. It's beautiful. There we go. That's number 1, number 2, number 1, number 2, number 1. Let's go see what all this weighs. I don't know what the shred weighs. This is part of my shred, but like I said, there's a nugget on there that I might just try to twist off. Then again, I might not. Still got this thing here to deal with. That's going to be heavy. Don't know what it weighs. Don't know what it pays. I don't think it's more than motor weight though. Probably 15 cents a pound. I'm guessing it's right at 50 pounds or maybe a little bit better. That's a pretty heavy one. But I'm more curious about what my copper weighs and what my radiator weighs. And the rest of it was all shred. All shred. In order to do that though, I gotta change a couple things in here real quick. Let me fix some stuff up. All right, so I got the scale on. We got 0, 0. We'll have to weigh this bucket after the fact. We have a grand total of 5 pounds exactly. Number 1 with the bucket. Let's dump this into my actual number 1 bucket. Now let's see what we got here. 5 pounds minus 8 ounces. That is awesomeness, guys. That's 4.2 pounds of copper, number 1 out of that, which makes, I think I'm getting right at $3 a pound, I'll say. So $3.69, that's 12 bucks. 12 bucks worth of just copper. I still got this bucket here, which I'm going to be separating into my wire buckets. I got the small wire here, 40% recovery, and then I've got the 60% recovery here, which is thicker wire. Get rid of that board. I still have some of the tape to take off of it, and the ends to cut off, so it's not quite processed out. But that's my 60%, that's my 40%, and I've got a little bit of both in here, plus a bunch of number 2 down there. I'll take this stuff out real quick. You can find out basically, I don't want to weigh that brass piece, but there are going to be a couple brass pieces. These are heavy brass, dirty, but heavy nevertheless. Let's see what we can get out of this thing. Just a quick guesstimate, if I can even do that. Looks like a bunch of number 2. There's a little bit of brass in there. I can get it out if I can. Let me see, a couple nuts and bolts. Nuts and bolts. Piece of brass. Heavy piece of weight. I just want to get close. If I get everything out here, I can just throw it into my number 2 and not have to worry about it again. So that's my object of going ahead and just dumping everything on the floor real quick. Number 2. Number 2. Let me see. I already know. I'm going to zero this out. 0. All right, 0. Let's see what we got for number 2. £2, number 2. Exactly. So 4, that's 6 pounds of copper out of that one unit, plus all the brass. This is some number 2 brass. Let me say dirty brass. Let's see what we got in dirty brass. Dirty brass that I can just grab. Almost, I mean so close to a pound, it's not funny. Yeah, dirty brass. Dirty brass. I'll take that all day long. I have a pile for dirty brass. Matter of fact, where is it? Dirty brass. I have a whole bucket. Dirty brass. There's a carburetor in there, which is not brass, but everything else is brass. Clean and dirty. Just got to separate it. All right, guys, listen. I'm done. I'm done. If you guys want one of these stickers, I'm getting a bunch of them made right here. Scrapping with Grandpa. I'm getting a bunch of them made. If you want, I'll send you some out. Give me your address. You see my telephone number. Pretty easy. Send me a text. Give me your address. There's some other stickers. If my friends, Silver Scorpion, Scrapping Scorpion, anybody that wants to, Big Red Bullion, whoever wants to, KD Scrapping, if you want to send me stickers to send out when I send out mine, I'd be glad to. But if you do want one of my stickers, you just have to text me. Grandpa's pretty easy to get a hold of. So yeah, send me a text. Let me know you want one. I just ordered some, and I also just ordered some for Big Country Scrapper. He's in Canada, but they're a whole lot cheaper for me to buy them here and ship them to him than it is for him to buy them there. So anyway, hopefully I get to send some out to you. Let me know. Thanks for the visit. Till next time, what's next? What's next? What's next? Scrapping with Grandpa. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. We forgot. We wanted to measure the radiator. That's all copper. I got it zeroed out. Grand total is 23.7 pounds. I know these things are close to $2 a pound, like they are. So yeah, that's 23.7. Thank you for stopping by. See you next time.